Hey folks, in this week's episode of DIY Farm, we make a start straining out the fence out in the hill field. We've got pigs escaping, we've got sheep escaping, I go back to school for the day, and we've also got a big reveal on a new addition at the farm. Morning everyone, hope everyone has had a good week. We'll give you a bit of an update on what's been going on and whether or not we've got any new arrivals.
We're being followed.
Oh gosh, we haven't done the hay yet. They were the bottom of the list today. Come on Mags. So what have we been up to?
We've got a new...
Oh well, that was the surprise.
Oh, sorry.
We'll bleep out the word you just said, then they won't know. So yeah, there are new arrivals, or a new arrival. But biggest progress this week has been fencing. Tom and Rob came back just to finish off putting the strainers in. Maggie, leave them. Come on. The strainers in at the beginning of each of the runs in the hill field. So we don't want to let the sheep through here. They're obsessed with this field. There's zero grass in it, but they love it. Just wait there. You helped with this, didn't you?
Yeah.
Do you want to put this
This
back
was
on?
Saturday project. If you remember back in November, I think it was, we got the post put in, and until now we just had temporary stock fence weaved in and out just so we could make this safe from next door's garden. But now we've got to a point where we got the strainers in and we could get all of this put in. It's high tensile, lamb safe like the last runs we did over the other side. And then this week I've got to come back in and I'm going to put in 2 strands above, both plain, but the top one electric. But all of this work so far, we've probably filmed enough to be in its own video. So we're going to do another fencing video. It's going to show the box strainers being made and all of this being strained. I think they're trying to tell us that they need their hay. Come on, go and source some grass. There's plenty down the other end. The reason why we're not putting the sheep through and why they desperately want to get through is I really want to rest this field. This field is going to be probably where we turn lambs out in April, 2 or 3 months. To just rest a little bit. Also we're going to put the mole plough subsoiler jobby in there and break it all up a bit, but it definitely needs a rest. And we found someone to scan. We're doing scanning this week. She's got a really good reputation around here. She does freelance shepherdessing as well, so might be quite a good contact for us. But hopefully by the end of this week we will know what to expect and what they're expecting. It's quite exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, that will be a good one.
It'll be a good video as well,
Yeah.
I think, because it's one of those things that you look and Will won't be able to see anything, but if she is able to explain
How do you
it.
mark the sheep? Is it like 3 spots per... Or is
Just
it
different
you write the
colours,
number?
so
Oh.
normally,
So all the reds are 1 and...
Yeah. Normally you'd expect most of them to be doubles, so you wouldn't mark them at all.
Okay.
So
just mark the ones
all
that-
of our U's, we've put a green dot on.
Yeah.
So basically, if they've got a green dot and
They're
nothing
preggers.
else,
Well, we actually don't know they're preggers. We know they've been served.
yes, so we'll know those are twins. And then triplets, you'd put a red, and singles, you put a blue. And the reason you would do that is so you know, one, what they're expecting, but also if you want to feed up the triplet ewes a bit more, because they obviously need more energy. That's that. Anyway, on the subject of lambing, I went on a course, and they knew the way to my heart, because giving a bald guy a hat means he's probably going to get worn. So I went to our vets on a little course. Here's a little look at what I got to on Friday. Right, early morning start, get the chores done, because today it's back to school. I'm going on a course. I'll try and get a bit of footage along the way, show you guys what I'm up to. Well, back to school is over. That was a really good decision to do that. I only managed to hear about it this week when Will, the vet, came out to look at one of the goats. I highly recommend going on a course if you're just getting into sheep or any livestock really. What that taught in 4 hours or so is just completely the other end of the scale from trying to learn by videos and photos and blogs and talking to people and watching Countryfile, none of that compares to kind of sticking your hand into a box full of dead lambs. So it could be just in time, because obviously the goats are due this weekend. Big thank you to the guys who are running the course there at Belmont. I think it was £60 for the course with lunch and teas and coffees and stuff. It was well worth it. Now I promise you a new arrival. I'm sorry, it's not baby goats. We thought they were going to come this. We thought they were going to come this week, but no sign. They are so close. Due date is tomorrow for 3 of them, but there is a new arrival. It was kind of an unwanted surprise present for Joe, which you've warmed to. Ignore the other ugly little runting that I brought in just for company. But this is Jeffrey. We did say that we weren't going to have any pets on the farm, or not pet lambs, pet sheep. But he's as close to that. He does have a purpose. He's going to be a companion for the rams once he's a bit bigger in the summer. When they need.
Not breed from him?
He's a wether, so he's neutered.
Oh. Why?
Well, because there's no point in having another ram when we don't keep this breed. And also they'd be way more expensive, and also to get a ewe would be about £3,000. Now every sheep does have a purpose, unless it's a shedding sheep, because they produce fibre, so there is a wool aspect to it, but there's no financial reward for that really, unless you're looking at specific breeds. Anyway, he's a pretty cute little guy. More than likely we're only going to have 1 ram in the summer, and he'll be a pal for him, and he just looks cool. Jeffrey is a breed known as a black-nosed valet. They're a Swiss breed, and they're probably like the cockapoo of the sheep world, or something along those lines. They don't really have a purpose, a working purpose as such. They are a specifically bred sheep, certainly in this country, mainly as decorative lawnmowers, and for just showing and things like that. So they are just cool looking. They have an absolutely crazy premium. The bubble has popped, I would say. Maybe 5 years ago, the ewes would be £3,000 or more. That's probably halved now. But even so, they're still probably the most expensive breed of sheep around. A lot of people now cross a ram of this breed through on something like a Dartmoor or something else, and create other cute-looking sheep that again don't really have a farming productive side to them, but they are a nice animal to have around. He will grow into a decent sized sheep, to be fair. A lot of the rams grow into these giant, huge, great fluff balls. He probably won't get that big, but he's certainly going to chunk up quite a bit over the next few months. Believe it or not, that wether at the back there, I mean, this is me trying to get him in yesterday. I wanted a companion for Jeffrey, so I thought I'll pick the smallest Southdown wether out there. He weighs a ton. I just got here to check on Jeffrey. Turns out we've got some escapees. It's definitely one of those mornings. I've got a pig out, and I've just spotted 6 or 7 sheep 2 doors down. What are you doing through here? Come on, sheep. Come on. Get back. Get back. Go on. Go on. Steady. Go on. Steady. Actually, I've completely blocked you off, haven't I? Go on. Please don't go over the brook. I don't want to go over there. Good girls. Right, that's that sorted. What it is there's a new lamb up in the shed, and they can probably hear that because they're all shouting at each other. What I want to do is pick out the smallest one of these guys here and take it up into the shed to keep Jeffrey company. And I'm thinking maybe that one there. Excellent, I've managed to call them up. A minute about a feed here. Actually, let's hide that in there. That's the pigs. Here they come. I need a lamb. Smallest lamb, please. Come on. Come on. You a boy or a girl? I think you're a boy. Come on! Come on! Right, who are we going to go for? Need to work quicker before they eat it. Oh, it could be that little. Oh no, he's too small. Where are they? Ah, there. He's pretty ugly, that one at the back. I don't think he's quite a pure. They are way heavier than they look. I'm in my Sunday best. I've got to go to church in half an hour. Probably stink of sheep now. Anyway, they're happy. Bit of bromance going on there, and they can chill out for a week or so. We'll let them out into the little paddock down here at some point. And finally, the elephant in the room, or the goat in the room. They are still massive. No immediate signs now. We've got 2 webcams up in here so we can monitor them. Hopefully no one's having their breakfast, but I'll give you a little look at what signs we're looking for. So she's not as close as some of them. So we're looking for the udders, the bag to have like dropped and filled up quite a bit. Yeah, I think 2 or 3 of them. I've been feeding her separate because they keep butting her. So this is Fluffy Buffy. She is the first runner, we reckon. So really quite bagged up. All this is becoming quite soft and tender and swollen. There's a bit of like discharge and all that lovely stuff. And we haven't tried in the last day or 2, but you might even get a bit of milk coming through or colostrum coming through. And I don't think this is Lily, who has got the funny feet. She could be the one that's after Buffy, Fluffy Buffy, I reckon.
All first.
All first, even, yeah.
Okay, sorry guys.
Anyway, you guys probably had enough of pregnant goats. You just want to see the fluffy little ones. So that will be coming soon. Now, last but not least, another video that I'll be filming shortly is a little bit of a kind of feedback follow-up from the course I went on and all the stuff we've now got on site ready for lambing and kidding. So I've put a nice box together. It's got all the medicines and everything in it, which we can keep locked away in the cabin, ready for action. I've also got other things like the bottles, the iodine spray, and anything else, all the sort of backup stuff that we hopefully won't need, but, well, we definitely will need the iodine, but things like lambing snares and ropes just to help get out any hung lambs that are kind of coming out wrong or have got a foot back or anything like that. But all in all, we're hoping we don't need that. As I mentioned, as soon as that fencing video is put together, I'll be putting that out as an extra. If you haven't seen any of our other fencing videos, I'll probably try and do a Throwback Thursday one from the other channel and bring it over here, because there's 2 or 3 fencing videos from last year which are probably of interest to new subscribers on this channel. We put in about 400 metres of stock fence over in the secret meadow, and then as we move into the spring, once hopefully we sorted out these grants and things like that, then hopefully we'll be looking at putting in another 2.5 kilometres of fencing, some of which is going to be Clip-X, some of which will be post and rail, so all sorts going on. Little update on piggies. Look at that. It's a pig's life, isn't it? Sleep, eat, and escape. They're still managing to get up and over through these. This is obviously where the cows used to be able to feed through. We've got stock fence along there, just cable tied to it, which is when the goats were in here. But they managed to get their nose up under there. Of course, that's strong enough to bend the wire. And somehow I come in here, sometimes there's one out in the morning. They must do some sort of pig yoga to get through there. But they're going to go back out. It's warmed up a bit now. I've got another ark ready for them, so we can probably put them down onto the bottom and it won't create too much mess. I'll leave it there. I've got to get on with more pressing things like skirting board and architrave. So I'll leave it there. Take care everyone, and we'll see you next week.